Hello, YouTube. How the fudge you doing, dude? The Yuta boys back at it again.
Dude,
I'm just kidding. Yo,
it's
I
so
just had to
good.
throw that in there. Shout out to Nate Shot. He's the owner of 100 Thieves, one of my favorite content creators and ex-COD professionals out there. Him and the boys took down the COD championship.
Oh, they
100
did.
Thieves. They are called the LA Thieves. They spent a ridiculous amount of money on their team salary, and they finally caught a dub. And I know Nate
Nice.
Shot got to drop his shoulders a little bit,
Let's
so
go.
had to throw the intro out with a little kudos to my boy. But welcome back, everybody. We got the 19th hole podcast with your boys. Yours truly, Yuta here. We got Kyle, K-Mo, Sleazy, McGeezy, Mr. Malbon himself. And we got my boy L Dub Golf, Mr. 64. I'm gonna bring it up every
Too
time
much.
until I can get something down there. But
That might be your slogan.
you can make sure that you find him with that little slime piece on top lip because he's dialed in, baby. And
Dialed,
I
baby.
heard little Birdie said that thing's staying in play, and the only way it's coming off is if he wins the Nihoi Classic. Is
If I
that true?
win the Nihoi Classic.
Yeah, you're
If.
saying when? You're
If.
saying when? I'll tell
Might
you
have to
what.
throw my money
Shit,
on him.
son.
Who's your
I'll
partner?
tell you what. The Nihoi Classic is absolutely littered with good competition. There's about 6 to 7 teams that are all going to be pushing for that top dog, and me and Neil are coming. I'll tell you what. Me and him are putting some stuff on the side, and we coming up with a good game plan
Some
that
say
we're
y'all
gonna
been
push you.
practicing. Some
We're
say.
we've
Dude,
been hitting balls.
you be
Nihoi,
grinding every
all
day,
I gotta
huh?
do is get Nihoi to change his settings when he gets out there, and he's fucked.
Dude, we're gonna play one practice round, and you'll be like, "Damn, Nihoi, you really could use a broomstick
God,
putter, and this dude's gonna be
you
lost."
know, if you like just adjusted that left hand a little bit, get a little bit more
Oh,
open, you wouldn't cut it so much. Oh, really,
Dude,
dude?
you are absolutely killing me if you wreck my partner and my chances here.
Hey,
Um, dude, how you guys been? It's been a hell of a week. Give me kind of a rundown. There's been a lot of a little bit of like stuff going on with golf, some exciting things for us to talk about today. But what's been going on? We'll let Scrat go first as he slurps McGurps his freaking
mm,
Chick-fil-A.
looks good.
it is a little strawberry milkshake. Nah, this week's been jam packed. I mean, you had the Zurich. I had a buddy who actually top 10, first time
Wow.
in the top 10. Made some cheddar. Awesome to see my buddy doing well out there. Got to see a couple highlights of him. And then just honestly just work, man. But golf news, I did see one of the things, Wesley coming out and giving like his response back that he was going to appeal that because I kind of see where he's going. It wasn't that rule wasn't put in place when golf started to stop content creation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he said, it was for when you're playing in a serious tournament. Um, but yeah, a lot of things come this week.
Yeah, I think he absolutely holds merit. Like you said, the rule of golf was that you couldn't play on opposing tours that wasn't in some PGA sanction without written approval from the golf association, or the
Right.
professional golf association. But golf content is shaking up the world in a way that I don't think anybody saw coming, and he has value in his point that he's going to push legally.
Yep.
And it's going to be interesting to see how the dust settles because I'm pro Wesley. I think he's not only great for content, but he's great for pro golf, dude. The guy has the ability to go low, and I know his consistency is not there right now, but he's won a tournament on PGA Tour at one of the hardest golf courses in the world. And on top of that, like in this lull of him kind of missing, like he's missed a lot of cuts over the last few years, and but he's had weekends where he's tied for second place, top five a couple times, and it's like he's dude, he
The
still
game's still
has the
there.
ability to go
Yeah,
low, dude, low. So anyway, Kmo, what's been going on with you, brother?
dude. We got out to the range for the first time in a couple months.
Yeah.
First ball absolutely shanked, right off the hosel.
If
Like
we have an ability on the side to put that clip up right now, by the way.
yeah, I was this close to walking away. This close. I was just like, I'm done. Everyone was looking at me. I was feeling the pressure. And
Yeah,
I haven't felt
but
that way in a long time. I don't think I remember the last time I shanked the ball that bad. But other than that, man, it's been good. Started a little sand volleyball team, little little side
whoa,
sand
side
volleyball
note.
team. So you boys venturing out into
Nice.
new sports? And
Yep.
I'm
And
excited
for
to get
those of you
into it,
that don't
man.
know, Kamo is like Mr. Active. He is our Energizer Bunny in the group. He's either running like half marathons, or he's out painting the town red, or he's out at a golf course, or he's at a festival, or he's flying to some golf event. This dude
Gotta stay
has
active, man. You gotta stay
he's
active.
living it up. You're living it up for us. So I love it,
Until I
man.
until I get a little camo in, I gotta be living it up, you know?
Living it
Dude,
up.
let me tell you what, dude. The second you get a little one running around, it's insane, brother. It's insane.
I can't even
But with that
imagine,
being
man.
said, boys, exciting announcement for me tonight.
Who?
Another man down on the 75 hard challenge.
Bro, that was
Hey,
Dang,
happy
dude.
19th
like
hole
2.
review or 19th hole pod.
Oh no.
Yep. I gotta be
How'd you,
honest,
how,
dude.
how long did you
Yep.
make it?
We made it like what, 2 weeks?
Two
Something like that?
weeks.
Or
Not
maybe a
bad.
week and a half. So like
2 weeks longer
I
than
don't know,
me.
4 days ago or whatever it was, or maybe a week ago. My brother came into town and we were planning to go
Oh.
to this really nice sushi restaurant.
Mm.
And the second that we he came up into town, we've been talking about it for a while. I was telling him about these certain drinks that we get, and we'll do some
Hmm.
sake bombs. I got these really nice premium nigiri
Sake,
plate we'll get,
sake.
and yada yada. I sit down at the table, immediately get back into element. Hey, we'll take two, we'll take two Sapporos at the bottle, two tall sakis warm. We'll get
Oh.
premium nigiri platter, and I just get in my repetition. Next thing I
Yep.
know, we're dropping bombs, and like 3 bombs in, Riley is like taking care of our daughter, and then she kind of looks at me and she goes, "Hey, aren't you doing 75 hard?" And I go, "Oh
This is
shit."
water.
Yeah.
You're 3 bombs late.
Oh, dude. And at that point, it was like, you know what? I'm still gonna like work hard at
Yeah.
my goal of losing weight, getting in shape,
Hmm.
getting in golf shape as well. That's a big thing for me. And with that being said, I'm gonna play in my first amateur tournament just to put the game to a test. I wouldn't say my game's in a good place, but like the only way to go see what you can bring to the table is by putting it on the table. So I'm gonna
Right.
go slap my piece on the table, shoot a million, and have a good time with it. So
I'm excited for you. I'm
I
excited
love
for
it.
you, man.
I'm juiced, dude. It's a new home track. I feel like I know the place
ST?
like the back of my wiener. So um, the places that I'll be missing, I know exactly where the balls are gonna be laying, so it's fine.
Yeah. It's a gettable course. I got my low there, which isn't very low, but
Yeah, I
it's a
mean,
good
Hey,
I went
spot.
out,
low's a
played
low.
9 for a practice round, and shot one over. It's been weird though. Like I'm not playing great, but I'm not playing bad.
Right.
So
Never know.
we'll just keep grinding away, dude.
Yeah.
I think my game's close to. I'm doing some things with the golf ball that I haven't done in a long time, as well as is kind of there's a fine margin now where we're getting to a place where it's like, all right, like I see if we can get
Mhm.
over this little hump, it's gonna be back where we want. So
Right.
I'm pumped, but
Nice.
a lot of shit to cover here, boys.
A lot.
We got some
Let's dive
drama.
into it.
Taylor Gooch is always trying to find his way into the golf world, and so that's
He
obviously
does
been
though.
pretty annoying. There's some fun lists that we have to go over today. Today's podcast is honestly just like a lot of fun, like topics that us golfers get to sit around a bar and come up with our dumbass answers. So let's hop right into it, though. So let's pull up top
We
20
got.
male golfers of all time. Now, I
I
got my
mean,
take on this. I want to hear your guys' take first. So go ahead and decide who's going to go first here, and then we could rip it.
yeah. I mean, I think for me, a lot of these players are old generation, like you were talking about
Yeah,
earlier. So I didn't get to see a lot of these people play, other than like the recaps and the glazing of the announcers. Like, oh man, this swing was nice. I agree with
yeah.
number one, obviously. I kind of want to see Rory maybe a little bit higher, but I don't know. I don't know who to put him over.
I don't know either.
Maybe player
I think
iffy.
it's.
I'd
I
have
think
to
it is
look at the
something that's.
stats, but it's tough. It's
I
really
think what's
tough.
tough too is I believe it was Byron Nelson got in a huge accident, kind of like Tigers, where he like didn't lose a leg, but like
Hmm.
it was no longer functioning or something along those lines. And I know people can always kind of say, if Tiger never had his incidents in 2008,
Right.
and then his back injuries, at like 2012 or 13 or whatever it was, and so on. He would have beaten Jack's record, and it's hard not to agree with that, but at the same time, like health and longevity is a part of the thing. But that makes me think like, all right, Byron Nelson should probably be much higher. His golf career literally ended that day.
So
And I
hard to
don't know
compare all
where.
these people. Like,
Speaking of,
what metrics is everyone using, right? Like,
Yeah.
speaking of, they
I don't
spelled
know.
his name wrong. Just noticed that.
What they saw, Brian?
Brian.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we talked about it last pod, dude. I think Phil Mickelson should be way higher.
yeah, I think Phil should go up. I mean, one of the things that I think puts Rory over a lot of people is he does have a Grand Slam.
Yeah,
he
I mean
does.
that's huge. I mean, if we're talking metrics, that's like
Right.
you're one of three, right? Is there three people?
Yeah.
Right.
I just think it's crazy that Phil Mickelson has 51 or 61 whatever it is, 51 in 6 majors, or no, 5 majors.
In the Tiger era.
I think it's 5 or 6 in the Tiger era, and like I know it's not a Grand Slam, but like, dude, if majors are everything, like give my guy the credit that he deserves. Dude, he's a
Mhm.
pioneer, and I legitimately think he's a top 5 golfer on this list. I don't know if you can put him in front of you can't put him in front of Jack, and I don't know about Ben Hogan, but
I don't know much about Ben Hogan other than like his clothing stuff
It
and some
I will
isn't.
say
clubs.
Ben Hogan is like the greatest golf swing ever.
It isn't.
Just smoothest.
It's interesting seeing the comments on the side. Like some people are saying, I don't know about Rory at 7, like that he should be high or that he should be lower. No Bryson. Where's Greg Norman? This guy says
Greg,
Tiger.
yeah.
There's no way Tiger is ahead of Jack. I don't know, man.
Tiger's always
I
had
hate
Jack.
Tiger.
But like,
In my
here's where the
opinion.
argument happens.
I
Like,
can't.
we give the credit to the Grand Slam and Rory that he should be higher, but it's like, dude, Jack has the record. Tiger doesn't have. Like, are we gonna value majors and then not give the credit
I
to the
think
person with the most majors? You know?
I think one of the things that I look at, and it'll kind of go into a segment a little later in the pod, but Tiger having first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth single season records
Yeah.
is I just think I
Mhm.
look at it that way that like I feel like if you put Tiger on a golf course and Jack on a golf course at their prime,
Yeah. Tiger swipes.
I feel like he
Bucks.
smokes it.
Even in like old clubs, like a lot of people make that
Yeah.
comparison, like, oh, the new
Like I feel like
technology.
I feel
Dude,
like with both, if
Tiger was a
Tiger
specimen,
used
bro.
if Tiger used the same set as Jack, I think Tiger's still winning.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Tiger
he's a
also grew
specimen.
up.
He rakes.
He grew up like with good tech, but he grew up with the old mentality. If you listen to Tiger talk about equipment, he plays a super spinny golf ball. He regulates spin with swing. While today, you hear about technology. Oh, lower the loft, just throw a stiffer shaft, or
Right.
bend
Hmm.
something this way, and if you change your lie, it'll change. Like no, Tiger literally. He's not over
All
here
feel,
putting
all
things.
feel.
He putting things 3 degrees flat to take left out of play.
And I
Like what
mean,
he's doing is I'm going to control the golf ball better,
He was an old school player.
Yeah,
and
with
Just
with
had
good tech. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tiger
and he was
changed
jacked.
golf courses.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like you're saying, Tiger changed golf courses. Golf courses had to prepare for Tiger.
Is there one golf course in particular you can think of?
I think they played it the last a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Tiger Woods has
Is the
an
reason.
interview where he breaks down Augusta, and he doesn't
Hmm.
arrogantly say it was easy, but he kind of goes, I mean, look, like I hit my driver well, and if I put a driver out on this hole, I have a gap wedge in. If I put my driver on this hole, it's a sand wedge. The par 5, if I can draw it around the corner, it hits this slope and gets down. The most I'll have is a 7-iron in. If
Just
I hit
ridiculous.
the furthest club that he had for a second shot on that golf course was like a 7-iron, and that's like him hitting
Jeez.
a bad shot. Like
It's like
that
us
golf
hitting from
course
the Reds.
was actually
Right.
easy, really easy for him. You know.
It's just I
You hit
think
your shot, you're fine.
I think it's almost I wouldn't say it's like basketball how you can compare it like back in the day it was just like they weren't jacked as much, they weren't as athletic. It was just they were really good shooters and stuff like that, but nowadays it's just you got to hit the long ball. And I
Hmm.
feel like
Yeah.
you put a lot of these players like I feel like Tiger is that perfect mix. Tiger could kill the ball. but he also had the finesse.
Yeah. That's why he's the
Nowadays, you
GOAT.
just
That's why he's number one.
nowadays it's just who can bomb it, wedge it, and putt it that week.
Yep.
Kind of
So
the Bryson effect, low key.
I think we're all in a consensus. Tiger's number one. I'm tired of
Yeah.
people with the Jack
Yeah.
comment. It's just not close, dude.
I
Like
just don't think
Jack,
it is.
Jack will never say it, but Jack has an oversight of an old video of him and Sam Snead just doing a 1v1 match, whatever you want to call it, against each other,
Mhm.
like almost like the old match. And it's super cool. It's at Pebble. They've revamped the video so it looks kind of HD and they put color into it. Not HD, but it's in better quality. But anyway, he sits on a lot of holes and he talks about like for instance, hole 8 is the one that has a layup. There's a big gulch and then you have to hit it over the gulch and the ocean. Then
Yeah.
green. And he's like, oh, I would hit like a fairway wood to this, and then I'd hit a 2-iron in. And the 2-irons back then were basically like 4-irons today,
Right.
loft wise.
Okay.
And he'd lace a 2-iron and you'd watch it and the ball like literally checks up, like it hits one hop and stops because their greens are crazy fuzzy and soft.
Yeah.
And he even says, he's like, oh, in today's day, if I hit that same shot, like that ball is zooming into the back bunker.
Right.
But he's like, back
Yeah.
then we could just take dead aim.
Right.
And if they hit a good shot, it stops where you
There's
hit it. So
always
if you
going
were
to be
good with your
so many
number,
things. So
Yeah.
many things are just different. Courses are
Yep.
like in my book. I mean, they have to be tougher.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Golf courses
But-
don't get easier the longer they are.
and again, like you guys, we're all kind of saying it. You never can fully compare generation to generation, but
Right.
the new generation obviously is incorporating a lot more content. And that being said, eyes are moving towards content creation itself. And the Creator Classic is now on its 3rd iteration for the PGA. Very interesting setup here.
Ooh.
Because we already talked about the dual thing that Live Golf made, and that's their combative version of a Creator Classic. And those players have kind of been blacklisted from being invited to these events. And you can see the list here. A lot of cool
Interesting.
names, celebrities.
Nate
and
Shot got
such.
in there.
But I will
Ooh.
say, like, there's only 2 good golfers in this group. And I'm kind of like, I'm not ecstatic to watch it.
Josh Richards. He golfs.
I don't think he golfs that serious. Like, I'm not looking for
No.
someone to go out and take it
Yeah, I
over
don't know.
serious and shoot under par. Like, it's
I
gonna
don't think
probably
he
be
I
does.
feel like it's a low.
I don't think he does at all.
like a celebrity pro-am, or not even pro-am. It's
Yeah.
just like a celebrity
I
tournament.
don't know about this one. I know. Isn't Tyler somewhat decent?
He's solid. I think he's like a
I think that'll
low
be a
mid.
good team, and then I think it's
Single
they've
ditch.
got to beat Nate Shot,
Yeah.
Josh, and Claire.
How's Nate Shot? Is he nice?
Nate
Nate Shot's not
eh,
bad.
He's okay.
mean-
I think Dalkey's the team to beat.
Got it.
Think so?
Just with
Josh
Dalkey.
Kelly. Who's
Yeah.
Josh Kelly?
Josh Kelly's the dude who slings it everywhere.
He's a hole in one trick shots.
One trick shots.
Okay. So he can golf.
So, yeah,
But I
feel
will
like
say Sabrina, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Androff or whatever it is
Andolfo?
there. So she is the leader of the girl golf group or whatever they are. GGG is the name of it.
They're pretty good.
And
They're pretty good.
they are, dude. Those girls, 2 of
They
them play on
were-
the mini tours, and then one of them was the other 2 were college golfers.
Yeah, they were
and,
striped. They stripe it.
They're kind of stripe shows,
Yeah.
dude. So
Yeah.
that with Sean Walsh is really consistent.
Mhm.
So that pairing alone, I don't know who the third guy is. Who is that? Marquise Brown?
Marquez
I can't read the name.
Brownlee.
I don't even know who that is. I'm thinking of the wide
Oh,
receiver
no.
for like the.
No, no, no,
I was like, I don't know.
No, no,
Hollywood Brown.
not him. Not him. Not him.
But I think that team is sneaky.
I think they did a good job of balancing the teams. I'll give them that.
Right. It'll be interesting. I mean, I think it's just going to come down to, honestly, probably Brad Dalkey and Sean Walsh.
Yeah, who can go low?
But I feel
We
like
both know who's
I
who's
feel
better.
like Tyler's group could be decent.
Yeah, they're like a bunch of like
'Cause I
B
feel like
tier
that's
people that
3,
can all
yeah.
play consistent.
Yeah. And having
I
that
feel like
third
whoever
person.
plays the best is gonna win.
I feel like every time
Probably.
I see Paige
Whoever
play
shoots the
golf, like,
lowest.
we all know that her whole MO is not golf. It's
Right.
Her just blasting
something
her
else.
boobs on a golf course. So
Right. Hey,
whenever I
blasted
see
them.
her in a video of playing golf, like it's really not that good. But
Not a bad swing though.
I mean, yeah, she played college golf, so she has a good move for sure. But
Let's see. What do we got next?
we got a bunch of like little issues, dude. So there's this slow play video that I saw this week, and I thought it was absurd. There's been this funny movement lately called shrink the game. And there's like crazy shit that goes on. Like you see people jacking up greens, you see fights happening out for no reason, or people just like kind of obliterating some of the nice roots and honest parts of integrity parts of golf. And I don't disagree with some of it. I don't agree with shrinking the game, but I do think there's an element of like when you bring someone to golf, it's not your job to be their teacher, but it is your job to introduce them to like, hey, like, there's little things like, how to
Yeah.
properly like let
At
someone have
least
their tee box moment and their silence and their focus, and then walking in lines, like little things that's like, is it gonna make or break the round? Is it that big of a deal? Like no one
Right.
needs to be yelling at each other over them, but like, yeah, when you do I this is what I deal with. I think the biggest problem, and it is pace of play, because nobody wants to feel the pressure behind you, but you're gonna like there's times when your group's gonna have that,
Right.
and you have to learn to deal with it. Like it doesn't mean you got to rush and then be all flustered and stuff, but like it's like, all right, shoot, we're kind of fucking things up. This like if we're the first
Right.
tee box out today, the rest of this golf course is going to be backed up by 4 hours by the end of the day.
yeah.
And it's like, dude,
Very
that's a
true.
part of the game, and you got to teach the people you do bring into golf kind of about that stuff, and how to work past those versus people getting fights over this shit. So let's play the video real quick, and then we can kind of dive deeper into it.
Bro, this has to be a joke. This has to be-
I don't know where I'm at right now.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way they're still in the green. Bro.
That's bad.
That's rough.
I mean, that's
I'd
just
say- so like a lot of the courses too are throwing out like 6-minute tee times or like 6-minute breaks. Like I think it has to be 10 minutes.
Ours
A lot
is
of the
10.
courses are making them themselves because they're packing in
Right.
these tee times to get money. And now you're just creating slow play for everyone else. It's like
this.
maybe they weren't playing bad. Obviously they could have gone
Yeah.
like four in the like OB, but this is kind of getting out of hand. I actually had a
This
similar
example, I
situation.
promise you, is not because of quick tee times. This is definitely
Yeah,
that group in front is what
holding
holding up
everyone up.
for whatever reason.
I actually had a similar situation. It was like a two-man best ball, and there were just like 30 handicaps out there. There was 4 waiting on the tee,
Mm.
and after 9, we just left. We're like, this is
I'm
unbelievable.
I'm just playing through. Our group is chalking up
The-
pars across the board, and we are just playing through.
yeah,
As
yeah,
in
for
going
sure.
to the next hole or whatever. Like
Right.
that's just
Going next hole, but we had to record it because it was like a best ball tournament, you know.
yeah, that's a good point. You're in competition.
And then we watched these guys tee off, and kid you not, boom, boom, just looking for balls. And I looked at the standings after. That was the team that won.
Well, they get
So there were like
3
30
strokes,
handicaps,
or a hole.
and I was like
Yeah.
sandbagging.
I
It
don't
was
know. I mean,
brutal.
again, like just to give a solution out to everybody. When you bring someone new to golf and they're that bad, teach them about the provisional. The provisional means
Yeah.
like if you hit a ball out and you're like it's not gonna. You're learning golf, so like you
Right.
shooting 150 is not important, but it's about like working through the golf course and seeing how it is out there versus just hitting off of mats and stuff. So like, bring a range bucket or have your set of a dozen of balls and go and drop with your people to keep the game going
Yeah,
Right.
as you learn what it looks like to keep the game going.
Right.
for sure. Your job is like if I were to take you out and you've never played golf before, it's your first 18. I'd be like, hey, just drop with me. We'll keep hitting shots. Just you're out there to have fun. You're not out there to go low ever.
Right.
Yeah.
I think one of the things people get tied to is oh, well, I'm not out, so I shouldn't go. Like,
Yeah.
that is one of my pet
Mm.
peeves. If somebody is like back trying to find something and they're just not up at their ball yet, just go.
Ready golf,
Hey
man.
man,
Ready golf on
I'm
the
gonna go
weekend
ahead.
all day.
I'm gonna go ahead. Take your time. All right, man.
And you'll
Just
notice
keeps
too,
it
like
going.
if you're around the ropes of professional golf tournaments, like they're obviously not slow playing, other than a handful of golfers. But like when
Right.
shit like that happens, or like there's a ruling, they're immediately looking at
Mhm.
each other, and they'll do this.
Yeah.
They're not going to scream across the golf course all their point to let each other know,
Yeah.
like, hey, let's
Right.
let's keep this going. I'm going to be here for 5 minutes discussing this and making a ruling.
Right.
I may be out, but like let's keep you guys rolling while I get this figured out, and then they end up catching up, and
Mhm.
that's a part of golf
Mhm.
too, like in our world. So
I mean, whenever I
um
played in AJGA, they had a rule, and like they were super strict on, like you get a yellow card if you're a couple minutes behind, then you get a red card, and the red card means you get stroked for that. You get one stroke added,
Oh
and
dang.
so they were super strict on it. And one of the rules that they always had us do was if you're playing in like a threesome, so the first person to finish the hole would go ahead, go to the next tee box, get ready to hit. Second person to finish the hole grabs the flag. Third person finishes, and then you just go. So I mean, it
I like
sped up
that.
play a lot. Like obviously, I guess when you're out with your boys, you don't really want to do anything like that. Like not that aggressive, but like whenever you're done, let's grab everybody's stuff. Like I'm always one like I'm grabbing my guy's wedge or my guy's putter or just somebody
Mhm.
in the group trying to get things like,
yeah.
and that's just something that just becomes like just normal. You don't even think about it. You just kind of grab it and just go, and that just speeds up play a whole lot as well.
A
Yeah,
lot of
and
those little things built up across 18 holes, like that's shaving off at least 10 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah, probably more to be honest with you. And little shit like, I'm this is not a roast on my own father here, but like me and him when we go golfing, like I'm King Yap, but like who did I learn it from? Sir King Yap the first. And me and him get going on these topics and stuff. Now, I'm definitely the kind of person like playing college baseball. I did all my actions with someone screaming at me, some like talking shit. So like
Yeah.
nothing bothers me. Like I can talk through not my own swing, but like I can talk as I'm approaching and coming up with my game plan and hit. Like my pops, dude, if we get on a topic and he's like going, and you guys know how animated my dad can get, like super passionate human being, it's amazing. But when he gets going on it, he can't go into a shot. He'll literally like step in and be like, dude, you know what? That makes me think about, and he'll start talking about this, and then we're going, and he'll be like, all right,
The
give me a
ball.
second, and then he'll step off, like, dude, and like, what do you think about that? Like, and we're just sitting there for 10 minutes. I'm like, Dad, hit
Hit
the
the
golf
ball.
ball. We can talk about this for the next
Hit
2 minutes of us walking to the
He's
next
just out
ball.
there trying to have a good time.
Dude, he is, and I'm not hating on him. I think it's
Yeah.
absolutely hilarious. But it definitely happened the last time we went out, and I literally was like, "Dad, hit real quick, and then we can get going." And he just wouldn't hit his golf ball, dude. I swear to God, I had to tell him like 3 times.
The
Shit was
mind's
hilarious.
racing. The mind's racing.
Dude, he gets
Love it.
passionate. It's a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight. But
Gets after it. Papa D Watt.
speaking of talking shit, so someone said Rory McIlroy's Grand Slam is gonna have an asterisk on it. And we all know this gentleman to be kind of a little prima donna. I think in order to make it in professional sports, there has to be some kind of element of delusion and a little ego and confidence to be able to say like, "Hey, I can be the best 100 or 200 player to do
Yeah.
this." Well, this gentleman, being Taylor Gooch, thinks he is fucking prime Tiger Woods with the stuff that he says about not getting invited into some of these majors. And he made a statement that he thinks that the Rory's Grand Slam should have an asterisk because himself was not in the Masters tournament. What are our thoughts?
Absurd.
I mean,
It's just absurd.
man.
It's just absurd.
I
Like
mean,
you're
that's
not
what
good
they.
enough to. I mean, he's great. I mean, he's a better golfer than me,
Right?
obviously.
Is he great?
But
That's why they got
he's
qualifier
on the tour.
spots.
But there's no
He's-
way he's got to be joking, right?
No.
He's got to be joking.
No, Taylor Gooch is
No,
100% serious.
Unfortunately, he was not qualified.
Yep.
He was not qualified. Technically, I wasn't
Right.
qualified, so all his wins have an asterisk.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, if we're going that,
If we're going all the
your
way,
boys were
Yeah.
not in
Let's take
any
it
of his
all the
wins,
way.
so asterisk.
I would put an asterisk. I would love to play
Yeah.
Taylor Gooch a 3v1. If he can take us down, he can talk shit. We'll never say another word, but he can't. He can't take us down. We will fucking
Be a
dust
tough
Taylor
one.
Gooch.
Hey,
That
on
would
right
be a
now.
tough one.
You
Taylor,
think
3v1.
No, I think it'd be tough for him to beat us three.
He wouldn't beat us three. We would absolutely fucking swipe him off the golf course, dude.
Unless he like comes out and pulls like a Max Homa and shoots like 60.
He'd have to go probably
He would beat us then
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
60.
He might beat
yeah,
us.
he'd beat us.
Oh shit, bro! If you took us to like Whistling Straits, we might have some trouble.
What?
Yeah, we might have some trouble. Any like hard, like really hard course? I don't know.
I don't
We
know though, dude. I
We
still
can run
I
this
still
at a
got,
live
like-
event.
Us scrambling or us best ball?
No, we're scrambling.
Yeah, gotta be scramble.
Oh, we're fucked if we're best falling.
If we're best ball, we're gonna birdie at max as a group 3 holes
What do
from
you
Yeah.
the pro tees
So
on pro conditions.
yeah,
What do
And
y'all
they're all gonna
from
come from
Scrat,
Scrat.
one
We
from
are
you.
not. No, they're all from Scrat.
What do y'all think
Unless
about
we're
that?
holding out from
Scrat's gonna
140.
take care of one par 4, and he's gonna absolutely dial in a par 5, and then he's gonna somehow chip in on
Ooh.
on a little mess up one, and he's gonna get 3 birdies.
Speaking of, I saw this thing. There's probably a post for it, but it was like, would you? It was like, would you rather? One of them was like, you get something, or you have to play prime Tiger Woods, and if you
Mhm,
beat
try
him
to beat
in
him in a
one
hole.
hole, you get like $1 million.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
Or you
like
go
go
to
to
jail.
jail. It's like
Yeah.
it's either go to jail or never play golf again, or get like $5 million if you can beat Tiger Woods in this 3 rounds or something.
I think I'm taking the bet. I think that there's one
mean,
hole
Just
that
all
I
I
will
gotta
win.
get
There's
one
gotta
birdie.
be. There's gotta be.
That or
right?
he's got to bogey a hole.
He's gonna bogey a hole, dude, and if it happens to be the one that you hole out, or
All you gotta do
or
is
not hole out,
par.
but like make a putt or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting that.
It's so hard to. I mean, at the same time, though, dude, he
He
went
could
to
just
that. I
bust
think it
out
was
like
the
a 63 every time.
The Dell match play, and he beat that one dude.
Oh, you're
9
talking
and 8.
about was it Stephen Ames?
It was Stephen Ames, wasn't it?
That was.
No, whoever it was
God.
though, it was absolutely.
Well, the guy
embarrassing. It was
said
greatest beatdown.
that he's human.
Yeah, exactly. He was talking about his driving, and they were like, "Oh, like, what do you
And then
think
he
about where
just-
he's putting the ball?" And he's like, "He's got to keep it in play." And then Tiger literally didn't miss a shot.
And he
for 9,
absolutely
10
just
straight holes.
goes. He just takes it, just
Yeah,
lays it on the
dropped
table.
it. Speaking of Tiger, though, let's go through this guy's scoring average. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is insane. I know we glaze Tiger, and we will every podcast because he's just the GOAT, and we got to
How
live
can you
through
not?
a good part of it. And the stats that continue to come out about his greatness needs to be pushed down to the younger generation to understand what actually transpired when this dude was in his prime. And I mean, just look at this, dude. During his peak, where he had the Tiger Slam, at one point he held what's that? 5 majors.
Yeah.
5.
He was back to back in
In that span,
Um,
he had 5
the
major
British?
wins, and only 4 players finished ahead of him combined in 5 majors.
It's just insane, dude. It's just insane. Break down these stats for me, Scott. I can't even read this.
Win percentage
Black-
by
blacked out.
outright 54-hole leader on PGA Tour. PGA Tour average in 2021 was 26.7%. PGA Tour the last 10 seasons is 42.4%. Tiger Woods being the outright leader after 54 holes on the PGA Tour, 95.7%.
That's
40?
an insane betting.
44
The
for
GOAT.
46.
He's the absolute
I'd
GOAT.
throw like 10 grand on one of his like prime Tiger
Right?
tourneys. It was almost
If
like
I-
a lock. It was a freaking lock. The most lock
I
a
think
golf tournament can be.
there was some kind of post about some guy that like made like hundreds of thousands of dollars betting Tiger for like 2 consecutive years or something like that.
I mean, that would be the easiest.
How could you not?
money.
I mean, you're right. How could you not? At the same time, though, something you don't see in golf is minus odds. And if you understand odds, like minus
Mhm.
means they're a favorite, plus means they're the for the people who don't bet, plus means that they're the underdog. And in golf, there's so many people in tournaments that you're always going to see plus odds, even for the people who are quote unquote favorites.
Right.
There was major tournaments that Tiger was minus
Tiger's
odds.
the only person. Yep.
Like, what the fuck, dude? You had to
feel like-
you had to put up more money than you would getting in return.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was free.
you always think there's so many guys. That's free money.
It was free.
What
Oh
else?
god.
Over the last 10
last-
seasons, players with a 3+ shot lead entering the final round of a PGA Tour event have gone on to win 61.7 of the time. Woods is 25 for
Live bet.
25.
Live bet.
God,
You got to hit a live bet
I
after
wish I
at
was a
least
DJ
15.
when Tiger was
I
playing.
mean, good Lord. In the last 60 years, there are 3
100%.
instances of a player winning 5 or more PGA Tour starts in a row. They belong to Tiger Woods 7, Tiger Woods 6, and Tiger Woods 5.
That
How
doesn't
could you-
get talked about
Like with
enough.
these stats, it's like how is he not number one?
That doesn't get talked about enough. We're talking about consecutive starts. Dude, consecutive starts. You know how hard that is? Nobody else does it. Scottie
Oh,
had a
this one's
great year,
wild.
and he only won like 2 in
Yeah.
a row, maybe 3.
Right? Tiger Woods is credited with 41 career European Tour wins, third most all time. He has never played full time on that tour.
Dude, he only went over there to get prepared for the British Open. He'd literally go over there like a month before, a month and a half before, in between the majors,
I don't even know.
and go play a couple tournaments over there and just win them.
And this
No
is
problem.
this is the big one. Scottie Scheffler, we all know how well he played.
Great year.
Finished the 2022-23 PGA Tour season with an adjusted scoring average of 68.63, the 7th
Such good
best
shooting.
single season mark of all time. So if you probably
This is
throw that
funny.
in a handicap, if you throw that in handicap terms, he is
Plus 8.
probably probably around a +8, +9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiger Woods has the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth best single season records. That is
There's
just
no shot. Yeah.
stupid.
That's
The GOAT.
stupid.
all Glaze team right here.
I mean, there's not much more else you can say. I mean,
Yeah, this is first team all league Glaze right here.
Yeah,
First team
100%.
all league Glaze.
Actually, dude, this might be all state Glaze.
Hey.
Low key.
we'll run them.
This is Tiger Woods. This is
Someone
like
give me
all
a
Tiger
patch of
Woods
my
Glaze.
Leatherman, dude.
Go.
Letterman?
This is Tiger
Leatherman?
Woods
I don't know.
stats Glaze.
All right, let me wash
Letterman,
down
yeah.
the Glaze. Let's move it on. I got a topic I brought to the table for you guys here. Mark Davis. Never heard the name in my life until this post came out. He has a picture with his girlfriend.
Never heard of the freaking Vegas Raiders? The Raiders owner?
Actually, now that you say that, that does.
This
add
guy's
up.
ugly, man. This guy's
But
ugly.
what are we doing, dude? Like, I don't want to roast his appearance because I'm not like a body shamer. But let's just talk about the age gap. There's 40 years. There's 2 lifetimes of this girl in between her and her boyfriend. And I get he's a billionaire and everybody knows gold diggers when they see them. But the man goes, she was attracted to me for my smile. Bud, what are we doing?
That's rough.
You
What are
sent
we
this, I
doing?
was cracking up. As you said this, I was cracking up. I knew this was gonna happen when the Raiders went to Vegas. He's been notorious kind of for this stuff, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great.
Speaking
God,
of
they
those
say money
Raiders,
can't buy you happiness. Cheers, boys.
Ashton Genty. Wonder how he's gonna do.
Dude, sneaky pickup by the Raiders. I'm actually really excited for them. I was hoping that was going to drop to the Niners, and it didn't.
I think he's Ashton Genty's projected ahead of Cam Ward to be offensive rookie of the year as of right now.
That's interesting.
Could be a good bet. Could be a good bet.
I think he's going to be legit, dude. I think he runs hard. I think he runs smart. I don't think that gets talked about enough. And you see guys like CMC and guys like Saquon, where they're freak athletes,
Right.
but they also like their body movements, their body control. It takes like high athlete IQ to be able to have the capacity to control body as you're getting hit and to be able to keep moving versus like just
Mhm.
brute strength. Like
Right.
old school runners were definitely a lot more physical and get your 3 yards and move on. Where
Right.
elite level runners are doing a little bit more, and that's why you see these big breakout 30, 40 yard rips that these guys have. And I think Genty is amongst that category. I think that he has the capabilities to be an absolute star, and I think the Raiders is a perfect match for him.
He will probably do very well on the old fantasy team next year.
Yeah, there's no
You
need to
picking
say
him
that,
up?
Scott. You can't be throwing that out there with giving tips to people. Like, you got to let that stuff slip. Let people forget about the draft. You know what I mean?
I know people in your draft. I hear about it all the time, and they study. They're not missing Ashton
yeah.
Genty. I'm not
Yeah,
giving out anything nobody knows.
All right. Side note on our fantasy draft, we have one guy in the league that is the biggest Raider fan ever, and there's years
Really?
that he gets so drunk during the draft that he just slowly starts only picking Raider guys. And there was a year I think he had like 90% of his roster was the Raiders, dude.
And then he probably had a
So-
fucking.
It's tough.
He
He
had a
probably
bye
lost.
week.
Oh yeah, no, he is he has his name on the Sacco
I
trophy.
have
that's for sure.
one thing I
Hey.
wish I could do is if I could just get a year where I could draft nothing but LSU players. But God,
you
that
should
would
do
be
that.
such a stacked team. The hard part is like you
They'll
could
get
go
picked up. The
you
big
could go
name guys
like
will get
Joe
picked up.
Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and so on and so forth. But that would be such a crazy. That's one thing. I wonder.
You're not gonna
What would-
get that. You'd have to trade
right.
for it.
I wonder what the
Yeah.
best college school fantasy team could be.
I mean, it has to be modern LSU.
Maybe Bama.
I don't know, dude.
Probably
I
Bama.
don't think Bama, because Bama produces really good defensive and linemen. But like, if you look at like their skill players, which are fantasy people, like
Right.
Yeah.
quarterbacks, receivers, and running backs. They have some guys that are really
Oh,
good. Like, let's
no.
just talk about QB. Like, Jalen
I
Hurts
think-
is solid. He has the tush push, and he's gonna
I
get
can
you
think
touch.
of 4.
And then what? What's
Derrick
the-
Henry.
Oh fuck! Derrick
Yeah.
Henry did go to Bama.
Jalen Hurts, Derrick Henry. AJ Brown was Ole Miss, wasn't he?
Yeah, you're thinking of the other
Devontae
Eagles,
Smith.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
That's 3 big ones. I don't know. I guess you got like what Jerry
Dude, I mean, just look
Jeudy.
at LSU though, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you just
Yeah.
like your compliments
Yeah.
to them are just not even close.
Yeah, look
Oh,
at
dude.
them, boys. Look at them.
All right, can we talk about Michigan? Was probably up there.
Yeah.
They obviously have the GOAT. I'm sure there's a big name running back that's come out of there. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't really know the history of Michigan that well. I don't know ball, but
I don't either.
Yeah.
USC
I don't know ball.
USC has got a. What's the best
Probably,
quarterback
yeah.
to come out of
Thomas,
USC?
maybe.
Come out of USC.
Actually, no. Reggie Bush didn't have that
Didn't do
great
crazy
of an
in fantasy,
explosive
yeah.
career. The Sooners.
I mean, Matt Leinart. USC.
Adrian
That's
Peterson
it.
has arguably one of the best fantasy years.
Yeah.
And then you got good QBs. Baker Mayfield's been good.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield would be a
Who
solid
else
just
went there?
QB.
Someone transferred out of
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Yeah, that's right. And Spencer Rattler.
Oh. What about
Texas Tech?
Colorado?
I don't know about Texas Tech's. Oh, dude, don't get me going right now, dude. I'm having a good night. Texas Tech has Patty Mahomes, but they also had Crabtree. I don't know about
Yeah.
their running backs.
Yeah, I don't know.
But let's dial that in for next week. That's a good topic. Let's
That'd be a
see
cool one.
who the best fantasy players for college, and we'll go.
I might have
time.
to Google some
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah, do your research, Kamo. We all need to do our research. We're kind of just like scraping the barrel here.
Mm.
We don't know ball. What was your question right there?
I just thought of another player.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here pulling. I'm putting my LSU team together.
Joe Mixon? Wait, did Joe Mixon go
No.
to LSU?
No.
Where did he go,
Clyde
Cincinnati?
Edwards-Helaire, Leonard Fournette.
Good fan.
Playoff
I had both
Lenny.
of those on my team.
Oh, whoa.
Playoff
whoa,
Lenny.
Whoa. Cal Berkeley is sneaky on this.
Really?
Marshawn Lynch, Jared Goff, right? Wait, am I tripping?
Yeah. No, Goff was. Yeah.
I might be tripping.
I don't know.
Oh, dude, I'm hurting my.
We'll
I'm hurting myself.
we'll all come up with a team. We obviously know where I'm going. I'm going LSU.
Yeah. Goff was
Y'all can go
Berkeley.
wherever y'all want.
He is Berkeley. Okay, I'm not
Yep.
tripping. I know a little bit of ball, just enough.
I know a ball.
I know a ball. It's a
I know
pro.
one
You
middle
won.
anyone.
Hey, YouTube,
Wait.
how the
Ooh,
fuck you doing?
Fun fact. Max Fly golf ball won this week at the Zurich.
Yeah, I
Really?
didn't see that coming.
Max Fly golf ball.
All right, I got a segment for you guys. You guys ready?
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Click me through. Unwritten rules of golf. We'll give our answers yay or nay. Free drops. Every
Nope.
once in a while, if you can't find your ball but you know it's in play, do you give a free drop?
Nope.
Yes for casual drop. Casual golf.
Yes. Casual.
No.
Golf, yes, for me.
Next.
Nope.
We aren't pros. No need to stand up to the ball more than 30 seconds. Yes. Unanimous.
Correct.
Next question.
Next question.
Ready, golf.
Correct.
If someone's ready,
Yes.
hit the ball.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
If not playing good, just play a scramble. No.
No. Tee shot.
Kyle?
Yes. Yes.
You say yes?
Wait. Okay. Okay. We're not going through it. We're doing
Okay.
yes, yays and nays. All right. Next.
We'll go back.
We're going back to this though. Tee shot, not past the ladies' tees. If you hit your next shot with your pants down. Oh, you hit your next shot with the pants down if you don't drive it past the ladies' tees.
Yes.
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 On a reasonable course. Country club, maybe not.
Yes.
Always finish the round. No matter how dark it gets, always finish in the round playing the dark. Yes. Unless your wife's calling you because your kid's crying. Next question.
Or you're kicked off the course.
Yeah. Lie improvement. If you're in a divot, just
Yes.
simply move the ball out. Yes for casual golf. Always go for the green on a drivable par 4.
Yes.
I know we're yeah, I know. No. No.
God didn't build
Next.
drivers for me to lay up.
Breakfast ball / mulligan. Everyone gets a mulligan on the first tee.
Yes.
Like,
I say no. Am I a douche? God, I feel like a douche for that.
Yes.
One, always attempt the hero.
Yes.
I also say no.
I always
All right.
do. Yeah.
Let's
There's
break
always
it down.
ifs.
Okay, go back to number 7, Kyle. You're gonna need to explain
Go back
yourself.
to number 7. If not
If
playing
you're
good,
not playing good, play as a scramble. You said yes.
my mind just went to brand new golfer. If he's not playing good, just bring him up as your scramble partner. That's where
I'm
my
an
mind went.
advocate of the provisional, and I guess we're kind of saying the same thing. So
I think this goes back to our conversation in the beginning of it's your job to keep the game going. And if you're bringing someone new out there, you got to just bring them along with you.
let me
You
ask you
can't have
this.
that 6-hole.
If
I'm
you're
never going to
bringing
play scramble. Never going to
yeah,
play
okay.
scramble.
Are you
if
gonna
I'm playing
join
that.
him?
Never
Are
going
you
to
gonna
play it.
join him though? You bring
do
a
you
new
mean?
golfer to the golf course. They're playing shitty. You say, "Hey, play a scramble." Are you gonna you're gonna play a scramble with them? They hit a couple good shots. You're gonna take
They're
them.
going to play off my ball the whole time. They're never
Okay.
going to hit a
So
good shot. They're going to play off my ball.
That's probably what this thing meant. So yeah, we're all on the same page. Next.
I don't know. I don't like the country club vibe on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, dude, if you're at Pebble Beach,
Let her rip.
like you're probably getting kicked off.
Let her rip.
Good here,
Always
Nick.
finish round.
We agree
I mean,
with
yeah.
that.
Next.
We agree there.
I disagree.
I gotta hear.
All right.
Why?
So I'm a big advocate in trying to help people improve their golf games. Like one of the biggest things that I get I don't know, like reward, I guess, or I feel happy is like when I can help shave strokes off of someone's game. And most of the time it's bad decision making. For instance, like I got a bunch of amateur golfers that don't hit 3-woods well, don't hit hybrids well, and all the time like they'll hit like an okay drive and then they'll just be like, "Oh, it's a par 5, so we just rip 3-wood at it, right?" And I'm like, "Dude, no, like There's a pond. You're 250 yards out. I've never seen you hit your 3-wood that far for one. There's a pond that's from 100 yards all the way up to greenside, and there's a neck that's this tight. Like, you're not hitting it like Scratty, who's a plus handicap that is likely going to know to miss to the good side. Like, now you're bringing in a big number. So same thing for like drivable par fours. Like, dude, give yourself a 5-iron, rip it, and you're probably not going to lose your golf ball. And now you have like a 9-iron in hand. Like, you're not going to be that far out of whack. And I like helping people learn to like step up and assertively make a decision and do it. And then you'll find like the game gets a little easier, and it helps you grow to be able to hit those big boy shots later on. Cause like, you're not thinking like, oh, I gotta be perfect and hit the green with this driver. Like, no, you kind of see the course differently. Like, okay, I see the miss now, and maybe I can do that, maybe not, and you make better decisions.
I mean, it's definitely something I've gotten better at. I'd say if it's under 20%, then I'm making it. I'll just lay up, unless I'm having a good round. If I'm having a good round, I'm freaking lay up. Or if people are
And
on the
I'll
green
say
and I
this,
don't want
dude.
to wait.
Scratty and I have talked for a long time. If he's gonna make his run at pro golf, and if I'm gonna caddy for him, like I know and he knows we're gonna have conversations like this because I'm always gonna have to dial him back to safety, and he's always gonna want to play hero ball, and that's kind of why he's become a good golfer and why he's won events when he's gone through his junior golf and everything like that. And I just think there's a time and a place. As a
I
caddy
mean,
and a friend and everything, I can say that like you can see when someone's in flow state and you make that decision like, all right, is it go time? And again, like I
yeah,
talk about a lot of like my caddy experience. Like we were in our final round of Q School for Latin Tour, and we're on a par 5, and it's like 255 to the stick, and it's pretty tight. But he looks at me and he's like, "Are you good with me? Kind of go for this?" And he's lacing it, and I'm like, "Yes, of course, bro." Like
yeah.
if I
Will you
start
tell them no?
saying like when he's in flow state, if I tell him no, I have doubt in him. He's gonna have doubt in him for one. But
Yeah,
there was an instance later on when we had a disagreement about something, and I pulled him back into a decision that was about safety. I think I've told that story on here before, so we don't need to go into it. But like that wasn't necessarily that big of a risk shot, but it's definitely like it's easy. It's easy to have a calm mind, not having to make the decision and be able to play into safety versus always like you can't always play hero ball. Nobody does it. And Scratty's
I
laughing
think
out there
I
because he
think the guy
always
above
tries
me
to.
does.
Yes, but he knows too though that gets him in trouble, dude. There's sometimes when he fucking laces that thing and it's gone, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna chalk. Hopefully, I'll make a bogey here. If not, it's a double, and we just move on." But like, I know for a fact that fucker roasted a 2-iron. He's not making double, and he knows it. That's part of the reason he's laughing too.
That's
All right, let me have it. You've been
Hero
sitting there
ball.
fucking smirking. You've been hitting there smirking the whole time. Let's hear it.
Man. Some people just can't hit the shot. Some people can.
I'm just
Uh,
him. I'm just him.
all right, dude, go to the next
I
question
got
before we fucking
full
lose
fucking
friendships because
confidence, brother.
We've been arguing over
I
this
can
shit
hit
for
this
years,
bitch.
dude. Oh my god!
I agree
I'll
on
tell you a funny
breakfast ball.
story. The first time that Scratty and I went out and played together in Arizona, we both hit like pretty decent drives. And I'm like, oh, this is dead here. Like you're literally trying to lace a 260 ball in the green or you're gone. And before I can even say like, hey, dude, a good number to lay up is like a 210 number. I look over and this fucker's lacing 3-wood right at it. And he goes,
Wasn't
does that look good? Does that look good to you? And I was like, it looks pretty fucking good to me.
wasn't the first hole we ever played together in Florida?
Oh, it was in Florida. Oh my god, I'll tell you. Okay, you're right. So the first time we played together, we go out to this dope course in Orlando,
that?
and
Waldorf?
it's a drivable par 4, but it's like 330, 3-4,
Okay,
like
so you have to
not
step on
carry,
it.
but like you got to step on it for sure. And I get up and I bunt out a 4-iron to like 115, 110 out, and our buddy. He didn't hit. No, he hit driver too, and he fucking ripped it right. But there's a like like you can't see it from the tee box, but there was like a fairway that was over there, and he knew about it. And Scratty just steps up and just fucking laces this like 1 yard draw right at the stick into like 20 feet. And I don't think you hit the eagle, did you?
No, I did not
I
make
think you
the
birdied
eagle.
it. Yeah.
birdied.
But I just remember like
I did
me and
drive
Tim,
the
our
par
buddy
4.
Tim, we both kind of looked at each other like, holy fuck, dude. I don't think either of us are gonna win today.
And then
I've
we
never
got to
played
like
with someone that's like
and
legit.
then I made par there. The next hole was a par 3 and I hit it to like 50 feet and I hit this
Hold it
birdie
in.
putt. So I think I'm tied with Scrat after 2 or some shit. And then the next hole, I don't know if it was driver, but whatever was in hand, I topped it. So pants down, below the ladies, lace a fucking 3-iron, and then end up like into
Let's
this
go.
bunker. And I'm like, all right, like let's just get up and down. We're gonna if we can hang with Scrat here, we'll be chilling. At worst, we leave with Bogue. And I fucking skull fuck this ball dead into the palm trees. Go over there, and I'm just looking at Tim and Scrat on the green, and they're just like, bro, can you pace a play, dude? Pace a play.
There's
Do
a
you
play.
remember,
Pick it up. Pick it up. We're
Do
playing
you remember
scramble
like
now. Play
the
scramble.
17th
Yeah, exactly.
hole where I hit a 5-wood into the lip of a bunker and I repeatedly hit the exact same spot in that bunker like
Oh my
5 times?
God.
I was determined that I was getting
Hero
this
ball.
5-wood out
Tin
of this
cup.
bunker,
So,
and I just kept
This is some
pegging
hero
the
ball
lip.
shit. It's like a dead straight par 5. I don't know if it was super long. It was on the longer side, but it was very narrow. And Scratty hit a good drive, but it ends up falling into this bunker. And the bunker's not like crazy tall, but he's definitely close enough where like he wants to go for it, and the wood's gonna be close. And
mhm.
I'm like, dude, you can't get a 3-wood or a 5-wood there. And the second I say you can't, like, it's no longer like,
He's going to.
he
Out
was
of
like,
spite.
he
Out
was
of spite.
legitimately like, should I don't know. Maybe I'll just like hit a 6-iron over here and hit wedge. And I was like, dude, you can't get a 5-wood out. And he just didn't talk to me. And he just immediately pounds it into the lip, rolls back down, pounds it into the lip, rolls back down, holds the fucking 5-wood face wide open, just really gets it out. Yeah, shit was
I was
hilarious.
determined. I
Man.
was getting that ball out.
So funny, but everyone gets a
times.
mulligan on the first tee. Okay, well, I mean,
agree.
I am not like a stiff person on rules and shit like
guess-
this. I don't agree.
I guess it depends on how long you're there for. Like if you have time to hit range balls, then I understand.
Yeah.
No, but like most of my golf nowadays, being an assistant pro, is they tell me like, "Hey, you're on the tee box." If I'm playing with
Yeah.
a bunch of members, and I'm like, "Okay,
Mhm.
I at least need
And
one."
I would say it's definitely like if you're at a practice round, who gives a shit? But like when
Right.
you're talking about breakfast balls and mulligans, that usually means like you're gonna go play for score. And I don't agree because I think that it's really easy to be a false good golfer. And what I mean by that is like
Yes.
if you gave me 2 mulligans around, I can almost promise you like I'm probably going to be around par. And that's like we're talking the difference of like 5 strokes because if we're on a par 5 and I blow my driver out of bounds, like I'm probably making like that immediately brings like doubles probably into play super quickly.
Mhm.
And if I end up
Mhm.
like making a traditional bogey but with the out of bounds ball, there's a triple. That's 3 strokes, you know?
Right.
And same shit, like if I blow a fucking ball OB on a par 3, like double and triple is immediately into play. And but you give me that stroke back all of a sudden, and it's like I'm probably gonna hit the second one a hell of a lot better than the first one.
Right.
Yeah, I think it depends on how serious you want to be. Like if you're gonna keep handicap on that, and like you're gonna stick to your handicap and try to um, kind of go through the round honestly, probably not. But I'll always offer it to somebody. Like if we're out with the boys, like
Yeah.
my boy tops it, I'm gonna always gonna offer it. Hey,
Yeah,
just
that's a
toss
good
another one.
point. I'm the
You know what I
same
mean?
way.
Like
That's a good point. I'm the same way.
I may not
It's
take it if they offer it to
yeah.
me.
Yes.
Maybe,
Yes, yes.
but I will. I'll be like, hey, bro, get another one. Here's a ball.
Yeah. No, I'm the same exact way. I'm a very generous golfer, but I'm a lot more strict on myself. But
Yeah.
I just think personally though, like it's tough to listen to some people that I know talk about their golf games when I know
Mhm.
that they're big mulligan people. And it's not like to discredit them, but they're almost discrediting themselves, you know? Don't tell me like, oh, I
Yeah.
got my handicap to X when it's like, dude, like kind of, you know?
Kind of.
You're just
If
like you're like what's gonna be frustrating though is like when you do get better at golf, but all of a sudden you're playing like you're not hitting balls OB and taking mulligans and stuff, but your scores are no
yeah,
longer changing.
Right.
It's like you're then gonna be like, oh, what the heck? Like I'm not scoring better. It's like, oh well, like that's what the mulligans do.
Right.
They hide your score, you know?
yeah. I feel like there's like a couple stages in your handicap making process. It's like when you first try to get a handicap, you're like, I'm gonna go low. Like I'll take gimmies. I'll take some free drops here and there. The next thing you know, I'm like a 5, and then you're like, well, I don't really. In the back of your mind, you're like, I mean, I'm taking strokes, like I'm taking gimmies, and then you swap over to, hey, like I'm gonna take a drop. I'm gonna play some rules. I'm gonna go ball and cup, and it's kind of more fun. I mean, it's fun. I, like I switched over to really taking my drops, finishing the ball in hole every time, um, playing a little bit like by the rules, and mine's gone up, but it's still good.
Yeah. You got a good game, dude. I'm actually really excited for you to get back into it and at some point for you to move back home so we can play together again because
Hmm.
you were definitely, you were already playing a lot of golf, but we were getting together and you were kind of getting into a place when you had it in you to go low. You just haven't, like, you didn't cross that. Like, there's a day when
I just
you just tell yourself, like, I'm just going to fucking do
Yeah.
it. And you were like there was a couple instances when it was like, dude, this is kind of your time to close this 18 out and shoot under par or whatever.
Mhm.
Obviously, you got to live life and enjoy it. I'm proud of you for traveling the world and doing your thing, but I am looking forward to us getting back into it and
I'm
getting you back
excited.
to
I'm
the place
excited to come back for sure.
one day. Not soon though, dude. Not soon.
No, I mean, I think it might be sooner than you think.
What are you thinking? Do you have a number, like a rough estimate?
I'd say no more than like 2 years.
Okay.
Well, I mean, counting this year, so maybe 1 year after that.
God, take this fucking icon off my screen, dude. I'm tired of looking at it.
What is it?
I don't want to
Oh,
fight Scratty. I don't want to fight Scratty anymore about hitting the Euro shots.
we went over this.
Somebody's got to
Scratty's
be
in
a
the
hero.
Euro.
Somebody's got to be the villain.
Scrat, let me ask you this:
D-
how many vetoes do you give me when I caddy for you? Legitimately, legitimately.
You said
One around? Can I bargain for one around?
Trying to think.
honestly, hey, if I hit it like you, I've never seen your game, Scrap, but it's probably legit. Like I've never golfed with probably anyone better than you. And I haven't really golfed with you either. But if I striped it like you, I would always be going for the hero shot too.
Hey, man.
I'm just gonna say that.
It's a tough
Amo,
life.
what the fuck, dude?
It's a
There's no
tough life.
fun. There's no fun on the weekend not hitting the green on a
Trust me,
par
bro.
four.
There's a lot of fun on the weekends when you make cuts because you don't fucking blow your last shot OB.
Okay, I'm not making any cuts here. I'm not going for any cuts.
I don't
Have a good
know.
time with the press.
This is a good question. Let's dial this in. Scratty, how many vetoes do I get as your caddy in a tournament?
Maybe like 1 or 2.
Around
Yeah,
or total?
around fine.
Okay,
1 or 2.
that's fine. You know what sucks though? Because like as a caddy before a tournament, you're not only like playing the practice round with your guy and coming up with your guys' game plan, where you want to hit
Hmm.
shots, where the leave is, what pins should be where. But now there's a different element where I got to think like, all right, we're probably going to have this opportunity on hole 12, but on the par 5, he's going to have the island green over the water that he's going to want.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have
I'm
to really
always,
be strategic.
I'm always down to go for it.
This man will look me dead in my soul, and I'll be like, yeah, no, it's a 290 carry over water. And he'll be like, oh, I'll just hood the motherfucker. It'll go.
That ball will play.
Hey, in Mexico, well,
Sure
Yeah.
will.
That's a good
Hitting
training.
pitching wedge.
So
a good
distance in
tranny,
next
huh?
hand of accountability, dude. A good training.
But
Here
yeah,
at
I
Utica Golf,
mean,
here at Utica Golf, we're
Mexico.
super progressive.
What about this
Let me see
drive?
this.
462 yards?
That's not carry, that's roll, right?
It's a total, yeah. I
Barely.
mean, he
Total.
caught the downslope. It rolled out an extra 60 yards,
Phew.
50 yards, but
I mean, that ball
and then
flew probably
Yeah.
400.
no.
You think that ball bounces 80 yards,
Yeah, watch this again.
100 yards? I don't think it
You
bounces.
got to know though, this
100.
ball rolled to the center of green. It didn't roll to the flag.
Boom.
See, I don't
It
think
hit
that.
like the
I
speed
I don't
past
think
spot.
that's
the flag.
100 yards.
No, I
think
think
that flew
it rolled
close to
about
400.
60 or
80.
70.
I think
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
flew
60.
about 400.
Damn, dude. How high is that elevation out there?
I don't know.
I mean, watch this. This may be 60 yards.
You want to know how crazy this is? And there's a side note to this video that we're not talking about. This video got posted because of how cool it was.
Mm-hmm.
Who came up
Mhm.
after him on the tee box?
What, Big Bricey?
Look who
No
walks up
idea.
after him right here. Laced. Pick that tee up.
Yeah. Big
He probably
Bryce.
outdrove Bryson. Or Bryson hit it
Bryson
off
Yeah.
probably
but-
hit either mini driver or 5 wood.
Yeah, low
That's
key.
true.
That's crazy, bro.
That is wild.
All right, segment number 2. If you had the chance to be the caddy for anybody on tour for 5 years, who would it be and why? There's
This
an
is
easy answer
interesting.
here. There's an easy answer here,
Yeah.
and then there's some debate.
Who's going first?
Give me your top 3.
I mean, let's
Give me a
roll out
second.
Tiger because Tiger's.
Well, I think it's got to be
first team all
current,
Blaze or
right?
on Tiger.
We can't go all nation.
It's got to be
First team
current,
all
right?
nation
Tiger.
Blaze.
Tiger.
Tiger, next
question.
segment. I mean, Scottie's year was pretty phenomenal. I think that's the next argument.
So do
And
you
if you look at
go winnings, money,
if you look at Ted
or
Scott's,
I don't think I'm looking at winning.
if you look at Ted Scott's, I
How
forgot
much
the
he's
number,
made.
but so there's a stat out there that shows if Ted Scott was on the money list for PGA as a caddy, he would be ranked
Mhm.
like the 7th best golfer in world
Right.
rankings off money, which is crazy because caddies usually the cuts, like if the caddy wins, they'll get 20% of the earnings. No, I'm sorry. They'll get 10% of the earnings. If they make like a top 20, they'll get like 7%. If they make the cut, they'll get like 5%. And then they usually get like a few grand for the weekend. I'm sure with these PGA guys that number's a little bit higher, especially with
Right.
these guys that are really premium like Bones and Bluffs and Ted Scotts and stuff like that. But that's like a rough estimate. So this dude literally, let's say he was on that, and he may be making more with his deal with Scottie, but let's just say he's making 10%. 10% of Scottie's earnings puts a player at the top like 10 golfer in the world.
Yeah.
Bam.
It is wild.
Crazy, bro.
I mean, I mean, Scottie, great, but I would say, either probably Jason Day.
Ooh, you're a Malbon guy.
I love Day.
Fuck. You just want free
I'm gonna
Malbon.
get Malbon fucking tatted out. That'd be great. The dopest caddy. What a uniform? What do they
Peg
call
what
it?
you just said. Put a pin in that real quick. I do want to answer this, and I want to hear Scratty's answer, and then we're gonna go into that tattoo comment you just made.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Scrat.
I'm going to go Tom Kim.
That would be fun.
I think he would be a lot
That'd
of
be
fun
fun.
to caddy for. I think there's a lot of
I'm gonna-
guys that I think I would really like to caddy for.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a wild one out there, and this is because I actually kind of think like we're weirdly similar. I think Justin Thomas would be my guy. I think the way that
Yeah,
he
I
talks
can see
about the
that.
golf and his humor and my humor is very similar. It's like a little bit on the edge of like fun shit talk,
Right.
goofy but not like corny. I'm a little corny, but like we definitely when I hear his banter on
You
the
guys would
golf course,
vibe.
it's similar to my shit talk. So I think we would
Mhm.
bounce off each other really well. And then I think from like a level mind, JT is emotional in the sense of he wants it and stuff, but he's really good at like regulating and then rising to the exciting occasions. Obviously, when he has it going bad, he has it going bad, and he says some pretty outlandish stuff sometimes. But like, so do I. You guys know my
Don't we
catchphrase
all?
when I miss fucking 6-footers and within that are dead straight. And I probably can't say it on here, but I'll say a part of it, like "you stupid bald-headed mother." Like, and there's a couple words that follow after it, and it's not aggressive, but it's like self fucking deprivation for me that I think is
Yeah.
hilarious. And I know when I look at my playing partners, they get a chuckle out of it every time. But
You put
yeah,
some
I
thought
think
into that. I just went for a gear.
I think legitimately me and JT would fucking vibe out.
I think
And
it
I
would.
know he's low
I like
key
that.
looking. Actually, he's not looking for a caddy
No.
because he just solidified
Just
with his
one.
boy. He was looking for
Yeah.
a caddy.
That caddy's like,
Poor Max Homa. Him and his boy break up, and Buddy goes
It's
and
wild.
gets a dub.
That
yeah.
is wild.
That's crazy how that works, man. Anyway, JT, if you see this, bud, shoot me a fucking call. I'll come loop for you at some shit. All right, big problem in golf. It's been happening for 2 years. It's part of the shrink the game movement. Scrambles. Let's talk about it, dude. Like, how do we fix it? And like, how are people getting away with this? And I want to make one note about this. If we three went out and we got another golfer in our realm of, a 5 handicap to a plus handicap, like we're a really dangerous scramble team. And that's against like 4 scratch golfers. Like if 4 scratch golfers were together versus 4 of us, we'll definitely win some of those matches versus them. And we would probably on average shoot anywhere between at best like 57 to like 62.
57 would be great.
And
Yeah, I mean, we'd
that
be
is
solid.
like crazy flagging it. Now, some of these tournaments definitely offer. Is 57 too low? Actually,
That's pretty low.
what's birding and eagling everything, or eagling and birding everything?
That's a lot of math laid over here.
I mean, you shoot 18 under, you're at 54.
62. 54. Oh, shit.
54.
Yeah, 18 under is
If you
54.
birdie everything,
Yeah.
don't ask me to be a smart guy. Okay, I would say then we're anywhere from like 57 to like, I'm sorry, 54 to like 60. And
Yeah.
if we happen to have a stellar day, you might catch us around
I've hit 21. I've hit 21 once.
And you play with good guys. Was that in the 6-man scramble though, or the 4-man?
I don't know. Probably. I think it was either 6 or 4. I can't remember. I mean,
But anyway,
21 is just.
my point being,
pocket.
you're talking about we put together a really good eclectic group of golfers together, and the best I could legitimately see us shooting is mid to low 50s.
Right.
And we're probably
This
going to sit on
44
the, we're probably going to
scores.
sit on the ladders, guy.
That's not acceptable.
And I don't care. Like, I know people
Even
love
pros aren't going to do that.
posting the videos of what the golfers look like coming up. And I know some of these scramble tournaments have like, hey, pay $500 and
Yeah.
you get a 0 on a hole, and here's a whatever. I still just don't see a world where I've been in a bunch of scramble tournaments and there's not enough buy yourself shit that 44 is even possible.
That 28 under.
Like, what are we
28
doing?
under is insane. I don't.
It's a lot of eagles.
I would be angered if I was this guy too.
It's a good score on a par 3 course.
Unless and this isn't the case, but unless they decided to throw a scramble group or a full scramble tournament from the Reds, from the juniors tees, even then, dude.
It's still, it's everything would have to be going your way. There's no 44 is. I don't think it's possible.
Around
It's
here, there
insane.
have been tournaments like where this stuff happens and the people throw their scores out. Tournament committee will just throw them out. Like,
I don't blame them.
no.
It's very obvious.
So how do we fix this? How do you fix this? What do you think?
So in tournament golf, every 3 holes there is a scores keeper, and they're usually volunteers, and that's not just pro golf. Like in amateur events, you'll sit there, and let's say we 3 are in the group on a Saturday, and it's the first round of a tournament. Scratty will keep my score. You'll keep and let's just say so Scotty keeps my score, you keep Scotty's score, and I keep your score.
Yeah.
And your
Yeah.
own. And they all have to match up. Now that gets input every 3 holes until the tournament's ended. Not saying that scramble tournaments need to hire updates, but there needs to be something along those lines where it's not 18 holes and you input and someone tallies them up. There needs to be some kind of like scoring
Yeah, I mean, 4-man
officiating.
scramble. Yeah, I mean, like,
So
how
there's
how how are you gonna regulate what people shoot on the course
so what
without marshals?
so what we do here is every group has a score. So basically, it's just people from the area, maybe older people, ladies come out, and every group has their own score. And then also, what we do is so on a 2 day event, so Saturday you go out play with your score still, but you go out play, shoot whatever you shoot. And then what they do is they actually put in, like, just you could say for this instance, they throw a couple things in a hat, and it's numbers from 3 to like 6 typically, anywhere in that
Hmm.
range. They'll pull out a random number, and that's how many strokes you can shoot from the number you shot Saturday. So, like, say you shot 63, they pull out a 5. You cannot shoot 5 strokes better than you did on Saturday. Or you can't
Why?
shoot, you can't go
I don't
lower than
understand it.
5.
Yeah, I don't know how that
Because
regulates it. That seems
that
like a luck of the
helps
draw thing.
that helps sandbagging. So people who try to go back to other flights, and they can obviously shoot a 54 and they try to shoot a 61, so they can make their flight a whole lot easier. And it just gets, I mean, it just makes it where guys, they can't sandbag as much. So it just makes you, like, you
Yeah.
know that ahead of time. You don't know what the number is. So you go out Saturday, you play the best that you can, and obviously you're not going to go out there and shoot 5 strokes better the next day
Hmm.
if you go out and actually try.
Yeah, I get it. I think I mean there's something that needs to be done, right? Let's implement some of this stuff and really see how it works. For the 4-man scramble thing,
Yeah,
Or
this
man,
was
you
a
can just
4-man
do 2
scramble, obviously,
groups.
right?
but yeah, we'll see. I mean, like something needs to be done though because head pros are losing their shit. They have to sit there and fucking announce some jabroni group to walk up and say they're in the 40s.
44.
It's like, dude,
Boo.
what are we doing? Like, all right. Well, we've yapped about what we want to yap about. Let's yap about the cool stuff. The Zurich Classic. Um,
Man, I didn't get to
really cool
watch.
event. I didn't watch a singular shot, dude.
No.
And that's sad because I actually usually do watch this event. I think it's something that's cool. It's a 2-man scramble event, pro and pro, and they go at it. What's cool about it, they can decide to be co-ed as well. Some groups have done that.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's something that's unique. It's definitely a different. It's not as
Yeah, I like
fiery. It's
that.
not as cutthroat. It's a lot more of a friendly event,
Friendly
and these
fun
pros
thing.
are going to go dumb low. They'll shoot somewhere,
Yeah.
high 20s to 30 under kind of thing, and it's definitely cool. So I'm gonna look up really quick who won.
Andrew Novak and Ben Griffin
Okay,
Oh.
with a Max Fly
so
golf ball.
that's right. And Novak
So what do
sneaky
these
played
Max
well in the
Fly
map.
have like a pro ball Max Fly? What do they come
Yeah.
out with? What's it called? What's their
I don't know what it's
Oh,
called.
Max
Max
Fly.
Fly Pro Tour X?
Maybe.
Tour X.
No, Novak's the one that was just in the playoff with JT.
Jake Knapp
Sales
and
probably went up.
Frankie Capin, they took second, which pretty phenomenal. It
Wait,
looks
for the
like
Zurich?
Might try these Max Fly balls.
Wait, who
knows?
came in second in the Zurich?
I think Jake Knapp and Frankie Capin. The third.
Nah.
No?
Nah, second place was the Hoygaard.
Hmm.
Wait, what am I looking at? After shooting 61 and 4 balls Saturday, Novak and Grant 3-shot lead over Jake Knapp and Capin.
Really?
Maybe they were in the final group together. It's not saying who like
Mhm.
Swear
whatever.
it
So
was.
the Tour Championship is having no more match play. So like this would never in there. This is not the Tour
The
Championship.
Tour Championship hasn't had match play in a long time.
Yeah. I don't know why they
The match play is a singular tournament called the Dell match play event.
Yep.
Okay.
But this tournament's legit, dude. They just cashed out and they got to split 1.3 million in earnings. So that is a big purse for them, and they just went and had a shit ton of fun.
My boy Braden
So-
Thornberry, 232,000.
So let me take a look at this
Top
scrap
10.
because
Ooh,
I saw an article that
payday.
was different. So it's definitely on me. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
Cool to see the Hogards doing well. Could have
Yep.
used them doing well when we put our fucking parlay together. Thanks, buds.
How many people did we miss? 2 or 3?
Three.
Three.
One being one of the Hogards by a lot.
Whew. Our boy Nikolai.
Are we ready for FanDuel or do we have anything loaded up in there?
I don't have anything.
Okay, we can come back to that another night, but US Open Locals is here. And Scrat, I'm gonna push this off to you if you want to break down what it is and where it goes and what it means, why the US Open is so prestigious in the ability to be an amateur and qualify, truly earn your way into the highest level of competition.
So U.S. Open comes around every year, and basically what you're going to have is one of the days they call it the longest day in golf. So what you're going to have is the final qualifying. Basically, all of the qualifying sites will be going for one day. You're going to have all the people just trying to make a dream come true. Everybody wants to play in the U.S. Open. So basically, you'll go local qualifying, which is basically just your first run. So you probably got to shoot anywhere from 68 or below to typically make it through local qualifying. And then what that gets you into is final qualifying. Final qualifying is where you're going to see a bunch of the pros. You're going to see guys that have played on tour, that have won on tour, that just don't have the status anymore. You're going to get your live guys that are trying to make it into the U.S. Open. I know typically you'll see like Sergio. I know he was in. We had one in Memphis. He played in that. You had like people like even Lucas Glover. Just a bunch of old heads that hadn't been around for a while that are still trying to make a name for themselves. And once you make it through final qualifying, then you're headed to Oakmont. You're going to the U.S. Open. And one of the things that I noticed in this that's pretty cool is, which I'll definitely look into next year, is it looks like some of these local qualifying spots are at like super nice courses. Like apparently Oakmont had a local qualifying place. Panther National, Justin Timberlake, Jack Nicklaus design.
Is that an advantage? If you made it through Oakmont local qualifying, is it an advantage if you make it all the way through?
I mean, it
You have
gives
to
you
think
extra
so.
reps, you would think.
The only thing I will say no to is the fact that you know for a fact
It's going to be different.
the conditions are way different.
Yeah.
That local qualifier is not going to be easy, but
It's definitely
they're
going
going
to
to
be
shrink
different.
the rough by 10 yards on each side. They're going to fairways by 10 yards on each side, and they're going to raise the rough by at least like 5 inches
Right.
by the time
Yeah.
the actual U.S. Open comes, and that's just notorious for conditions for the U.S. Open. But it's honestly the coolest event in golf in terms of it gives everybody an equal opportunity. If you think you have the game and you want to make a run for your money, find yourself at a local qualifier, and
Yeah.
you'll see on the far right of this screen that it'll show like 85/5. That means like it'll accept 85 players, and it's going to take the five best scores and push it along to the next round, which the next round is sections. And then if you make it through sections, you go to finals, or sections straight to the U.S. Open.
So you'll go local, sectional, U.S. Open.
So, and then if you get to your sections and make it through sections, you go to the U.S. Open.
Dang.
It is one of the most. I've had the chance of caddying through them. We were a playoff hole and a stroke away from making it to sections, and it's a grinder, dude. It is one of the coolest experiences to be a part of. One of the absolute biggest like grinders in golf. If you're an amateur and you think you have the game, go test it out. It is one of the coolest experiences. Little bit of insider baseball here. You cannot join the tournament if you are not a 2 handicap and below. And I will say this, I've had friends join this, and there's people that have lied to get their way in as like a fantasy football punishment. There's a kind of a joke about it. If you
Mhm.
shoot a high enough score, the USGA will send you a letter in the mail telling you will not be able to apply or come back to the tournament. Because for one, they want to make a competitive environment, but they also or they want to
Yeah.
make it an open environment for anybody to have a chance. But they also they don't like if you
Got to
get paired
protect
with
the
a really
field as
good
well.
golfer and you're a 90, if you're going to shoot 96 that day, it is a really hard thing to do as a good golfer to come and fire when you're watching the dude sprayed all over the place,
Yeah, it's just
have to get a
tempo.
rolling every other hole, have to drop everywhere.
Right.
And they're probably at that point they're probably disrespecting the game. It's very rare that you find someone that's super competitive that's going to shoot something like that, but it does happen. But they do try to protect the field. Yeah.
Right.
So
I like that. I mean,
any parting notes from the crew here?
who do you think's gonna take it?
US Open. I have my money on Rory McIlroy. I think we're about to see a different
Ooh.
level of Rory McIlroy that he is no longer playing with any kind of weight on his back anymore.
Yeah,
And we're also
he's
seeing a Rory McIlroy that's in peak form. I wouldn't say physically, like he's still a specimen, but obviously, 8 years ago, Rory was a freak at the ball, and he still does stuff that's ridiculous. His numbers are crazy, but he is way more controlled, mature, and he no longer has anything fucking standing in his way. And we're about to see a guy go on a run, an absolute run.
that. I mean, that's a great pick. I think the 4 to 6 foot putts he's missing in the Masters. I don't think he misses any more of those. I think the percentage. I got to see the percentages of his 4 to 6 foot putts after he won Masters. There's no more tense hands. He's just going out there. He's gonna fire, and that's a good pick, man. I was gonna say Rory. Probably Scratch is gonna say Rory, but I like my boy Ludwig. Love that guy.
Oh, oh. So
He's just sneaky,
Rory's your
man.
favorite. Dark horse is Ludwig.
Yes.
Okay, scrap.
Bryson
Okay, you can
DeChambeau.
say it. Oh no, you did
Ooh,
not.
yes.
Actually,
Bryson DeChambeau.
wow.
I think I feel like there's always a trend on, especially your greats, like when they miss it just by a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
when they get really, really close, that I don't know if it kind of fuels their fire and they're like, okay, I was that close. Like all I've got to
Yeah.
do is just keep on grinding and I'm gonna get there. But I just feel like you look back at it. I mean, once somebody gets that
Look back at
close,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Once somebody gets it that
Back to the
close,
19th
they end
hole.
up winning a major.
19th hole.
It's so strange.
I agree. I agree. He was in the running, and his
Like
game didn't really look that good.
you look at Tiger's Masters win. He choked at the PGA. He was that close to winning the PGA. Ends up winning the Masters. You look at what was it Francesco that won the Open?
I am not sure. I don't.
Didn't
I don't know,
Francesco
but you're
win the Open?
convincing me to sprinkle some money on Bryson again.
I would say I don't remember Molinari's, but just to give like full credit to what you're saying, if you remember in the Full Swing season 2, when Rory did choke the U.S.
Hmm.
Open, or maybe it was season 3, whatever it was, but a couple majors before then, he also came like top 3, he might even top 2 again, but um, he sat there and said like I will win one of these fucking tournaments again,
Yeah.
and it was a really serious moment for him where he's
Hmm.
been battling to get through this stuff. And I think you're absolutely right. I think Bryson showed his best golf is better than
Right.
99% of golfers, other than like Scheffler and Rory. Like, and it's not that he's worse than them, that they're all at this level that's different
Right.
when they're all peaking. And he just didn't have it on Sunday at the Masters. Um,
Yeah.
but to Scratty's credit, just like Rory did. He kept pushing and he's going to break through. Bryson's a psycho, dude. Bryson is literally grinding. Like, he is not over here. Like, he's got a bajillion dollars, but he is not settled, and he is not.
He still wants to win.
He's posting about his grinding. He's posting about playing all the time and learning to go low and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, he's gonna be right there knocking at that fucking door again.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait to watch.
I like Bryson pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a good one.
Sprinkle some money on him.
Who's your dark horse?
Dark horse. First name that pops in my head, Tom Kim. Love Tom Kim.
Tommy.
Love
You
Tommy.
love Tom Kim.
Goat.
Wow.
He's so cool.
I'm gonna throw out a sleepy pick here. And I don't know why this name's calling to me. And I low key.
Oh, man. I think I know what you're going to say.
You don't. Yes.
Don't?
Guess it. I'll be honest.
Justin Rose.
Whoa. Good call. Playing some of the best golf. That's not who I was gonna say, but this is darker than a dark horse. This isn't like, oh, we saw that. This is Will Zalatoris.
Ooh.
I think that Will
I don't know.
Zalatoris,
I can't get
when
behind
Will Zalatoris gets his game going, it's like Scottie's. It's so much better than everybody's, and his putting is atrocious. And in his peak golf, he was like, people were like, oh, look at him shank putts around, and the dude's like 17 under, like tied for third in a tournament. And it's like, bro, Buddy is shanking putts and still fucking making a ton of birdies, meaning that he is shoving everything right on top of the stick. And when you get a golfer that can flag it like that, electric things can happen at U.S. Opens. And he is really good at finding fairways. It
I'm gonna
all
have to
comes
clip
down.
this.
It all comes down to if he's got his game dialed to flag it. So I don't know why. Will Zalatoris has been calling my name for a while.
We'll
so,
see.
Are you putting money on it?
No. No. I'll sprinkle a unit for the dark horse, but like, no, I'm legitimately gonna bet on Rory. But we're gonna put together a parlay when the time comes. Yeah. We'll put a team parlay. I don't know. Do we do another?
Stay tuned. Subscribe.
What was it?
We'll send the locks. We'll send the locks.
What did we do? We did a 10-legger.
Yeah, so we'll do another 10-legger as a unit. The whole thing about the 10-legger is we'll all throw 10 units on it, $30, and we split it between the three of us, and it'll go towards the next UTA event or whatever. The next event for us is obviously the Nihoi, but we'll figure that out. So
it'll go towards Cyprus. That's fine.
Side note, Scottie and I might get to play Cyprus. There's about a 7% to 30% possibility.
We're gonna talk about it every day until we get told no.
Yeah, just like Augusta. I just want to throw a side note too. I've been watching the Warrior game this entire time.
What's the score?
It's 108-106 Warriors with 4 seconds left, and Jimmy Butler
oh no.
made his first free throw. He's on the line for a second free throw. So
yeah.
He missed this. No, he made the second. They're up by 3. The Warriors just missed. End of game. Warriors won. Let's go, Warriors! Go, Warriors! Oh, baby!
Even though I'm wearing a Celtics hat, but
you're living in Boston right now. You're winning Rome.
Part of me wishes I had an NBA team.
Winning Rome. Oh.
Hey, that's another edition of the 19th Hole Pod. Cheers to you fucking boys. YouTube,
cheers.
Hit the like and subscribe button, and we will see you fudging later. Shout out to Nate Shot. Yay!
Later.